How's it going, everyone? Sinister of the Gamer section bringing you another review, and today's review is Kill with Fire 2 for the PC, Xbox Series S and X, PS5, and coming soon to the Nintendo Switch 2 sometime in 2026. You play as the Exterminator after the Slave Spires wherever they may hide, but now they have evolved and hop across the multiverse, and it's your job to go after and exterminate them. The presentation here keeps the same premise and mechanics as the first game, but adds something new. The color scheme is simple, low poly look, since the devs were inspired by graphics from the 90s, trying to keep it simple. The level designs are detailed in their own way. Lights and shadows are well balanced, like the Vindicator, for example. It's like different parts of the ships are bright, other parts of the bridge are dark. The physics here are cool, like seeing objects being tossed around, like glass breaking, things like that, just to add to the immersion. The animation flows smoothly with the resolution running at 4K with no frame drops or stutters. And of course, the frame rate is running at 120 frames per second on the PC version. However, you can run even higher on high-end rigs. The console versions are locked in at 60 FPS with no problems there. The sound effects are great, just like slaying the spiders. You can hear them roaming around and making it easier to find. Plus, they scream after you slay them, or of course fry them if you have the flamethrower. The music here is cool, different beats during different situations, just adds to the tone of the game. But overall, the devs up the ante here with the graphics and presentation, and fans of the previous game will enjoy this one. Kill with Fire 2 is a first-person spider slaying game where you go hunting arachnids across the multiverse. There are different modes like the story, where you can play alone, or of course later on you can unlock the co-op option. In this mode, you have the objectives to complete before moving on to the next task. But when it comes to the spiders, you have different weapons to dispose of, which are the clipboard, pistol, laser, flamethrower, just to name a few. And when doing your co-op, you have objectives that are team-based. And it's cool that, they added multiplayer, just to break up the gameplay, and add to the experience. The puzzles can be tricky, but I've been up for the challenge. And also, there are areas where you can access, but you have to retain the right amount of Compound X, those crystal-looking things. And also, there's other modes like mini-games and challenges and spider hunt, just variety, just to keep you engaged, add to your playstyle. But overall, like I said before, it's like if you're a fan of the first game, you'll definitely love this one with the improvements. Cool as this game is, it has its drawbacks like collecting things here and there. To some players, it gets tedious, and the repetition is another issue because you're doing the same things over and over, no matter the objective. This isn't ideal for long play sessions, and the spider hunt, the multiplayer, when you're playing as the spiders, you're outmatched because the exterminators have the advantage with all the tools that they use. And don't get me wrong, this game is an improvement over their previous one. And for that, I give Kill with Fire 2 a 3 out of 5. Thank you for tuning in to the best place for independent gaming journalism, and that is the Gamer section. Be sure to hit like button on the video, and please subscribe to the channel.